Hey everyone, welcome back to Simply English. I'm Rose and I'm here with Adam. How's it going, Adam?
Hey, Rose. I'm doing great, as always. Ready to dive into today's episode?
Absolutely. Today we're going to talk about some interesting personality traits. Adam, why don't you start us off with the first one?
Sure. The first one is cynical. This word describes someone who sees little or no good in other people.
Cynical.
Yes. Cynical people tend to believe that when people do good things, they're doing them for bad reasons. It's like they always think there's some hidden agenda behind every nice gesture.
Ah, yes, I've definitely met people like that. They always seem to expect the worst from others, right? So they're not very trusting, which is why they're often described as distrustful.
Exactly. And sometimes this cynical attitude leads to being pessimistic, where they always expect the worst to happen. So they kind of approach everything with a negative mindset.
Right. And I guess that leads to them being a little skeptical too, questioning everyone's intentions, wondering if they're being honest.
It must be exhausting to be around someone like that.
All right, let me go through these traits quickly and you can correct me if I make any mistakes. First, cynical, people who believe others do good things for bad reasons. Then there's distrustful, always suspicious of others' motives. Next, pessimistic, always expecting the worst to happen. And skeptical, questioning everyone's honesty and intentions. Am I right, Adam?
Excellent, Rose. Let's move on to something a bit more fun. Eccentric. This is the next trait. Eccentric people have strange or unusual habits or tastes, but in a way that's often charming and interesting. It's not about being weird in a bad way. It's more about being unique.
Oh, I love eccentric people. They're the ones who stand out and make life more interesting, right? They're also often very unconventional, not following the usual rules or practices.
Yes, they break from tradition and do things their own way. And we also call them quirky sometimes. Their unique habits or style can be really endearing. It's like a fun version of individuality.
They even lead a bohemian lifestyle.
It's refreshing to meet people like that.
Definitely. Now, let's move on to egotistical. This word describes someone who thinks too highly of themselves, often considering themselves better than others. They really love to talk about how great they are.
Yes. It's all about their achievements and how important they are. That's when you get those arrogant people who think they deserve the spotlight all the time.
Exactly. And this egotistical behavior often comes with a self-centered attitude. They focus mainly on their own needs and desires, leaving little room for others.
Right. And if it gets more extreme, it can turn into narcissism, where someone becomes overly obsessed with themselves, their looks, and their own image. Sure. So, egotistical people think too highly of themselves, often being arrogant, self-centered, and sometimes even falling into narcissism, where they become overly obsessed with their own image and desires. Now, let's lighten things up a bit with imaginative people. These are the dreamers and creative thinkers who always have new ideas and a lot of imagination.
I love imaginative people. They're the ones who are always coming up with fresh, creative solutions. They're visionary in the sense that they have powerful ideas about what the future could look like.
Yes, they see possibilities that others don't. And imaginative people can also be very inventive, constantly creating new things or coming up with unique concepts.
Sometimes they get so dreamy, though, that they get lost in their own fantasy world. It's like they're thinking about all the possibilities, but not always focusing on what's practical.
Exactly. But that's what makes them so interesting. Moving on to indecisive people. These are the ones who can't make decisions easily. They're always second-guessing themselves.
I know a few indecisive people. They're always so uncertain about what choice to make, even with simple things like what to eat or what to wear.
Yes, they often feel hesitant and take a long time to act. And sometimes they feel conflicted, torn between different options or emotions.
Definitely. It's like they're always stuck in the decision-making process. It can be a bit frustrating for them, but I guess they just want to be sure before making a move.
Let's dive into the next one. Picky. These are the people who are hard to please. They're too careful when choosing something, whether it's food or something else.
This often comes with being fussy. They focus way too much on small details, which can lead to dissatisfaction. They can also be particular, meaning they have very strong preferences or standards.
And sometimes they're even discriminating, making careful judgments and showing refined tastes.
Right. Now, let's move on to sensible people. These are the ones who are practical and reasonable. They make decisions that just make sense.
Definitely. Sensible people are usually pragmatic, meaning they deal with things in a realistic way. They're also rational, always making decisions based on logic, not emotions.
And they're level-headed, too, staying calm and balanced even in stressful situations. To summarize, sensible people are pragmatic, rational, and level-headed, always making practical decisions and staying calm even in stressful situations.
Now let's talk about sensitive people. These are the ones who feel emotions very strongly and can easily be hurt emotionally.
Being sensitive can be positive or negative. They tend to be empathetic, understanding, and sharing others' feelings, but sometimes they can be a little touchy, easily offended or upset.
And of course, they're often compassionate, showing concern for the suffering of others.
Exactly. Moving on to sophisticated people. These individuals represent high culture and are very experienced in life.
Right. Sophisticated people tend to be cultured, with refined tastes and manners. They're also very worldly, knowledgeable, and experienced in life, especially when it comes to travel and culture.
And they can be very elegant, graceful, and stylish in both appearance and behavior.
All right, it's my turn to summarize. Sophisticated people are cultured, worldly, and elegant, with refined tastes, experience in life, and a graceful, stylish presence.
Now let's move on to a different type of person.
Yes, thoughtful people. They are considerate, always thinking about the feelings and needs of others. They're also kind-hearted, with genuine concern for people's well-being, and very generous, always willing to give and share.
And now adventurous. Adventurous people are always willing to take risks. They love seeking out new experiences and challenges. It's about stepping out of your comfort zone and embracing the unknown.
I love how you put that. And adventurous people are often daring. They're ready to take bold risks without hesitation. It's like they're always looking for the next big thrill.
Exactly. They're also incredibly curious, always eager to learn new things and explore the world around them. And of course, they're bold, showing courage when facing challenges or unfamiliar situations.
Such an exciting trait.
All right, Rose, your turn. Can you say all these traits for us?
Of course. So we have adventurous, daring, curious, and bold. These are the traits of people who love stepping out of their comfort zone and embracing new challenges. All right, let's move on to the next one.
The next one is ambitious. Ambitious people have a strong desire to achieve success or reach their goals. They're driven and always striving to be better no matter what.
Yes, they're incredibly driven, motivated to succeed no matter the obstacles. They're also very goal-oriented, constantly focusing on their targets and objectives.
And they're determined, never backing down in the face of challenges. Even when things get tough, they stay firm and keep pushing forward.
Such powerful traits. Now, let's talk about generous people, those who are always willing to give and share with others.
Absolutely. Generous people are always looking out for others, whether it's their time, resources, or energy. They have a big heart.
Exactly. They're also charitable, always concerned with helping those in need, and they can be very altruistic, showing a selfless concern for the well-being of others.
And they're benevolent, always showing kindness and goodwill. It's really heartwarming to see people with such a giving spirit.
Let's jump right into the next one.
Okay, it is pessimistic. Pessimistic people always have a negative outlook on life. They expect the worst to happen, and they often feel that things won't work out.
Yes, and they're often doubtful, lacking confidence, expecting things to go wrong. They can also be cynical, distrusting others' good intentions, and they often see the world in a gloomy light, focusing on the negative side of everything.
Exactly. Now, let's move on to something a bit more positive. Reliable people. These are the ones you can always count on.
Yes, reliable people are dependable. They're trustworthy and always there when you need them. They're also loyal, committed to the people or tasks they care about.
And they're steady, consistent in their actions and decisions, no matter what comes their way.
Such great traits. Let's talk about responsible people.
They are accountable. They own up to their actions. They're also mature, handling situations wisely and with care. And they're disciplined, staying focused and maintaining control over their tasks.
Such strong traits. Now, let's move on to reserved people, those who tend to keep their thoughts and feelings to themselves.
Yes, reserved people are often shy, hesitant to engage with others, especially in social situations. They're also very private, preferring to keep personal matters to themselves.
And they're introverted, which means they recharge by spending time alone rather than socializing.
Now, let's switch gears and talk about spontaneous people. These individuals act on impulse, often doing things without much thought or planning, which makes them so exciting to be around.
Right. They're impulsive, making decisions quickly without considering all the consequences. They can also be unplanned, doing things without prior preparation or organization.
And they're exuberant, full of energy and excitement, making every moment feel lively.
Such an energetic trait. Now, let's talk about tolerant people, those who are accepting of others' differences and are open-minded.
Tolerant people are open-minded, always willing to consider new ideas or perspectives. They're also accepting, embracing differences and treating others fairly.
And they're incredibly patient, able to wait calmly without getting frustrated.
Finally, let's wrap up with witty people. Those who are quick and clever in conversation, able to make humorous or intelligent remarks.
Yes, witty people are also clever, quick to understand and respond smartly. They're humorous, always making others laugh, and very playful, fun-loving, and full of energy.
That was a great summary, Rose. We've covered pessimistic, reliable, responsible, reserved, spontaneous, tolerant, and witty people. Some pretty strong traits here.
Absolutely. These are all important traits that influence how we interact with the world and the people around us. Thanks for joining us today, Adam. And to our listeners, don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments or reach out on social media.
Thanks for having me, Rose. See you all next time on Simply English.